Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So today what I want to do is take a look at several of these older style computer towers. You can still find them on garbage day. I actually found these three right here at the same stop. So it appeared that that house at one time had a home office. They had them in storage and finally getting rid of them. This one I did find on garbage day. So they are out there and they are an excellent source of scrappable material. These older ones, as well as the newer ones, I often talk about how great it is to find computer towers because they are 100% scrappable and loaded with gold, copper, aluminum, all tin shelled, so a great source of scrap and a great item to get out of the landfill. So the first thing I do want to say is you can bring them into the scrapyard whole and get electronic weight price. Because these have more precious metal in them, they are different than your regular e-waste like CRT TVs and motherboards from other items. These are actually about 8 cents a pound for. Regular e-waste is about 5 cents. However, they are way better taking apart, getting that scrap and separating it properly. So I'm going to look at two different models here, show you how to identify the material, separate it properly, and more importantly, maximize your profit and divert all four of these away from the landfill. So gonna start with this one. This is actually late 1990s, early 2000 model. This is very large, very heavy, and it is a lot like your modern computer towers. They all have really nice metallic box here that has components in it, a great motherboard here, as well as some RAM sticks. Inside your floppy disk ports and your CD drives, there are other different types of circuit boards that you have, like this, okay? So, just for the sake of time, I have already opened up one of them, okay? So the first box you see here, this one, these are, as you can see, in a metallic case. Put a magnet to them. The outside of this is tin, as well as this shell. It is entirely tin. So I'm going to get for this shell here, tin price, which is actually going for 12 cents a pound in Sarnia, Ontario, 14 cents in London. The rest of this shell as well, because it is magnetic, is going to be tin. Inside of this, very easy to open. It just has a couple screws. It has a beautiful circuit board like this. And again, if I was to take this into a scrapyard, I'm going to get 5 cents a pound for it. But this is loaded with great scrap material that is worth a lot more separating it. You can see right here a nice copper donut, if you will. There is one on this side. I have one on this side. So all of this copper right here is actually going to be classified as number 2 copper, okay? And number 2 copper right now is going for $4.45 a pound. A lot better taking that off and getting the copper price than electronic weight price. As well, this one I also have 2 really nice aluminum heat sinks. These aluminum heat sinks right here are actually going to be classified as extrusion, which is going for $1.25 a pound. So a lot better as well. The other items that I want to look at is the transformers. These transformers here in the middle, if you take a look at those, there is not a lot of copper that you can see between there. It's a lot of tape. So you could leave them on for the weight, or you could also break them off and get transformer weight price for them. Transformer weight, because there's not a significant amount of copper, you're going to get about 10 cents a pound for this. This one is probably, about 4 or 5 ounces. But again, it does depend on you. This one right here, these two, that one, and that one, I am going to open those up because they have a nice ring of copper underneath those pieces of yellow tape. So those are worth it. But again, these ones you can see if they're worth opening or not just by looking. As you can see in there, a lot of tape, not a lot of copper showing from there. So my opinion, leaving it on there is the best thing and getting the e-waste price. Okay, the wire here, this wire is going to give me 60% appliance wire price. And that right now is going for about $2.25 a pound. So that is a great price right there. But I do want to caution, these do have big plastic plugs like this. And a scrapyard may downgrade you because of these. One thing that I suggest, and it's actually an experiment that I'm doing right now, is I will actually cut off these tips. I have them in a container right here, and they will pay me 16 cents a pound for these, just because they do have, and they're various sizes, but because they have a brass prong inside of them, instead of breaking off that plastic, I'm gonna get dirty brass. So I am doing an experiment right now to see if they are worth taking off, separating them, or taking the time to break that plastic, okay? But they will downgrade you, especially when you have big pieces of plastic like this, which would make it more your 40% appliance wire. I do also want to mention all of these cables do have black connectors like these, and there is gold inside of them. So it's hard to see there. You can just kind of see inside there. So what I've actually done is I've cut one off. I just used a flathead screwdriver and I have just peeled the top off, but that is what it looks like inside. So those are all gold-plated fingers. I break those off and I will put them into a vial. There is a market for those. You could sell them online. You can try and extract the gold yourself. And I do want to answer another question I had. How much gold is on these? Again, this is not pure gold. These are all just gold-plated fingers. Just like your RAMs, your CPU chips is all gold-plated. So unfortunately, not solid gold, but still precious metal that we want to divert from the landfill and at least get some monetary value for. So again, some really nice gold inside of that, and these are on the wire. Okay, so here is another, just a different one. It's a smaller one. This was more of a, just a smaller shaped, but again, some really nice copper donuts. And this aluminum is going to be different. This is another heat sink that comes off of these. Because this does not have the same type of track, as you will, that will be more clean aluminum. So this aluminum heatsink right here is going to go for about 45 cents a pound, but still better than e-waste price. These ones, because they look like they've been put through a mold, that is why they're classified as extrusion. Okay, so they are higher value for sure. But again, these circuit boards going to make a lot more separating the metal than getting e-waste priced at 5 cents a pound. Okay, so inside, again, the motherboard, I will just have to take that out. Very easy with just some screws. But I do also want to address the cord that goes from the tower to the monitor. So this is actually going to be classified as electronic wire. And that's because if I open this, there is going to be a metallic shell around the wire. So this is actually going for about 20 cents a pound. But you do want to look at the ends. Look at those nice gold-plated prongs right here. All you have to do is remove with a screwdriver. I use a side cutter. Just pop this bracket off, this metallic bracket, and I will cut those gold fingers and add those up as well. So some really nice gold-plated fingers in there as well, okay? But the rest of this, again, is not going to be thrown into my appliance wire. It's electronic wire. Okay, I have already looked at or taken apart a motherboard. Okay, and motherboards are an excellent item here. They always have, so this is two different styles, but a really nice aluminum heatsink that has a fan on top. You have another one here. This is a different model. This one actually came out of this older one, but it has two aluminum heat sinks, this nice one here. And the one that has the fan on it, once you pop that off of there, there is going to be a really nice CPU chip. Okay, here's another one that I have. Just pop that off. Look at that beautiful CPU chip. Look at the gold-plated pins on that. So those are loaded. And I do actually have a video where I extract that or remove the pins off of here just using a heat gun. Okay, so very easy to do. You do want to check with your CPU chips like this. Some of them, the ones that have no spikes on it, like this, or prongs like that, they can actually be worth about $100 a piece. There is online, I'm not sure exactly which ones, but if you rub off that little bit of silver tape, if you will, there are numbers on these that you can look up online and you can sell them again. But these ones that have the protruding fingers or gold prong fingers, these I'm just going to get the gold price for them. You can also sell these as is. I've seen E-Waste Ben take them in and get money for them because even the backing, there is copper in here. But again, it is entirely up to you. But a really nice motherboard. The great thing about these motherboards is, as you can see here, just removing, I have a couple gold-plated RAM sticks here. You can also try and sell these online, but places like boardsort.com, they will also buy these and pay you by the pound, okay? But the other thing too is there is a lot of different chips on here. This IC chip here, there is a market for these. There is no metal heatsink on this. So these I think are actually going for about $25 a pound. Very easy to take off. I just put a flathead screwdriver under that. Okay, and I'm gonna do it in a second. But look at as well all the nice gold-plated prongs that you see all the way down this motherboard, all the connectors. So look at all this gold on here, inside all of these prongs. So a great source of gold for sure right here as well. Okay, anytime you have USB ports, phone jack ports, there is gold prongs inside of those as well. You can see the gold there glistening. As well, the outer shell of this box is actually brass. If I took a grinder or even a file, I'm gonna do that right now just to show you, but that is gonna reveal a gold color underneath. Okay, so hopefully you could see that. The lighting is not very good in here, but there is the brass right there. It's glistening right there where my finger is. Okay, so that is a brass shell. So again, yellow brass and coated brass like that is the same price. It's going for about $3.25 a pound. So a great price there as well. If you are into micro scrapping, there are right here some crystal oscillators. 1, 2, people do collect those as well. Okay. But I am going to just take this chip off here just to show you, put it on my bench. I'm going to put a flathead screwdriver, as mentioned, underneath. Take a hammer. Where is my hammer? There it is. I'm going to put safety glasses on as well just to make sure I don't hurt my eyes. But just going to slide it under. There it is. So there is another IC chip. There is the metal ones, or the ones that have a metal heatsink. You'll know it because it has a metal circle on it. This is non-metallic heatsink. So it does have as well, you can see the tip, a little bit of gold, but $25 a pound I've seen these for. So I just store them up in a bucket. And again, online sources, people will buy these as well. Okay, so another chip, very easy to take off. Okay, the heat sinks, again, they do come in different varieties. Notice this one is a circular one. This one is a square on this one. Here is another two. This one, though this is extrusion, this one has copper on it. Look at that copper that comes out of that. Okay, a really nice thick piece of copper, very easy to take that off. I have had some too that I love that are circular and have a really nice copper disc inside of it. It's about 7 ounces of copper, just a really nice thick one, very easy to open. And I do have videos showing you how to remove those, as well as the value of these heat sinks. Okay, I have about 50-pound bag of just heat sinks like this, and at extrusion price, excellent item. Okay, so they do come out in different sizes, different forms, okay, different color circuit boards as well, but a lot of great items on this. Okay. So this is, as I said, more of your comparable newer style tower. Okay, for right now, I want to focus on this one because this one was an interesting one. Okay, I do need to just make some space. But notice in this one, we've got several different items. This is actually its price tag dated. This is 1994. Okay, so again, has a nice CD drive here, floppy disk. Inside of it, once I open it, there is some nice gold-plated pins that you see. The outside of this is tin, okay? A lot of different types of ports. Okay, I'm just gonna actually hit this top off. Just to speed it up here. Okay. So again, another beautiful, this is another CD drive. There is some really nice gold-plated fingers on this circuit board. And these ones are actually ones that I will actually just cut off. I've used high concentrate vinegar that actually will remove this gold flakes. Okay, but the rest of this, once I open it, there is going to be some really nice tin on this. There is, right here on the bottom here, there is a small copper bearing motor, okay? But the rest of this, put a magnet to it. Okay, so this is actually gonna be die cast mixed with tin. So this is your tin part, okay? But this is non-magnetic here, okay? So this is gonna be, I always put it die cast. I've also thrown this in with cast aluminum, okay? But again, there is non-magnetic there. But what I want to get into is actually right inside of here, pulling this out, trying to get some space just to show you the difference in circuit boards that I have through the ages. But opening this up is just pulling that out. Okay, just gonna start cutting some wires here. But wanted to show the difference between this circuit board. Okay, this one is very interesting. Look at the difference in motherboards here. All the different types of circuit boards. I do have to remove right here the last screw, so I'm just gonna do that right now. So I can pull off these different. There we go. Pull this out. All right, so a lot of different wire, but this one is very different, okay? So the rest of this shell, you can see I am, once I remove these little circuit boards, gonna throw into my tin. But this one, okay, you've got a couple different items on here. Just gotta pull these off, slide them off. Okay, a lot of gold I can see already. So there's one. Gotta make sure I've got all the pins out. Oh, look at, so here we go. A lot of different things. Look at the size of that crystal oscillator right there. Some more gold-plated pins on this. On this side, a lot of different chips. So all these IC chips you see here, there is a market for those as well. Okay, there is, look at that right here, some more gold pronged fingers, okay, that I have. But I do want to just look at this IC chip here, show you how to remove it. There is a market for those as well. Okay, so simple experiment, simple process. I'm just going to take a knife and I'm actually just going to run across these fingers. I'm going to go all the way across and pull this off. Okay, so again, put some safety glass on. Okay, very easy to do. Sometimes you have to just run it twice, but fingers do take a couple passes with the knife and it will slide off. Okay, so there you go. So these little IC chips here are also worth money. Okay, there is something in there. I'm not sure what it is, but I do have a container for these. Okay, and the great thing about these circuit boards is once I get the gold off of here and the crystal oscillators, I can actually bring the rest of it in as e-waste. I do also want to make sure I get these two guys here. Okay, take that screw out. These are actually #2 copper. So anytime you have an aluminum heat sink, or they can be had on there like that, there is #2 copper. And I always love to show this in my video. So these are those same prongs, #2 copper. There is 10 pounds in here. So easy to add up and definitely easy to add up weight. So a great score there at #2 at $4.45 a pound for those #2 copper. Some of them will be completely plastic like you see here. Some of them will have the copper tip at the top. but they are all something easily recognizable, and you will find them on a lot of circuit boards, especially around your aluminum heat sinks. Okay, so great gold type here. This is not very heavy, okay? But again, another avenue is boardsort.com in the States. I could mail this to them. There is different categories based on the circuit board, but because I'm in Canada, I also have to factor in shipping costs, processing fees, over the border fees as well, conversion of price. Okay, so there are definitely different options on where you live, but in my case, I like to store up some of this stuff, build it in mass, and then hopefully one day either refine it or sell in a large haul together. So great item there. Okay, this one here, notice these little circuit boards, if you will. All of these different IC chips you have. Okay, I thought I would find some gold-plated IC chips, but I don't. And again, unfortunately, I am not a computer guy. I cannot tell you exactly what these chips are called, so I love when the YouTube channel viewers and fellow scrappers will also weigh in. So again, some more IC chips, some different ones here. I could also do a little bit of research, which I think I'm gonna, given the age of this, to see if I could sell these items as replacement parts or higher value. But as you can see inside of these, there is also all gold-plated prongs or fins that are attached to these, okay? But a cool item for sure. Okay, again, lots of different circuit boards here that you have. There is my phone jack, again, that you can see. Where is the gold? It's on the top. Okay, so inside of there is some gold-plated prongs as well. Okay. But again, this one was a really interesting one given this circuit board. So I do want to do a little bit more research on this one because I know there are people out there looking for vintage parts and I probably will make more money from this. So just wanted to show these two, show you the value in computer towers. As I said, the first one, a lot like your modern ones, lots of beautiful CPU chips that have the gold, a lot of aluminum heat sinks, RAMs. I have a whole bucket of these spare ones. People don't take them out. They will leave them in there. Again, another resellable item for sure that you can actually just sell online or take the gold off if that's what you're looking at. And last thing I want to say about RAMs is there is different price. So this one was actually 2008, this one here. But it does all depend as well on the amount of RAM you have on here or memory you have on here. Some are worth more than others. Okay, so this one should say somewhere 2 gigabytes. So this is the 2 gigabyte one. So I know the 2 gigabytes are worth more than something like, a 1 gigabyte. But again, you do want to check, hold on to them. Look online for different items, but great precious metals inside of these as well. As I said, 100% scrappable. You will find them often on garbage day. So again, 4 items that I can easily divert from the landfill, make some profit on, and maximize my profit by separating it. So again, thanks for watching. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.